Hey guys, how you doing? Hope you've had a great weekend and a great start to your week. You may have noticed I took 2 days off here on the channel, went to a little Super Bowl get together. I was pretty careful about how much I drank, but still my tolerance is pretty low these days. Had a bit of a hangover yesterday, but it's good to be back. And what better way to come back than a segment showing appreciation to the moms out there, including my mom too. Shouts out to my mom. Hopefully she's not watching this because I don't want her to watch my videos because it's kind of weird to me, but you get the point. Anyway, that takes us to this set of tweets from this Paris woman, collecting over 1,500 likes versus 3,000 plus quote tweets, meaning about a ratio of 2 to 1 people dislike this take of hers, also accumulating over 2 million views. And she says, people be bragging about buying their moms a house and being a homeowner is definitely an accomplishment, but your mother, not your responsibility. If anything, that says a lot about her lack thereof, and you having to do for her what a man couldn't do or didn't do. Okay, I'm going to tell you in advance what this seems to be about, in my opinion, and you may already have the same impression, but here it is. You may also disagree with me, but here it is. This comes off like a woman who's upset that men spend money on their moms and are not spending money on her. She also added to that take with some further tweets, which we'll take a look at in a moment. Let's run it back, though, one more time on that initial tweet, because there's another issue, in my opinion, with the OP, the first take there. She's implying that the mom was like not treated well in the relationship that she was in. And why would she not be happy that the son is like stepping up and doing more for the mom at that point? Instead of like throwing shade at the mom, being like, oh, it's just your fault, you got with the wrong man. Why shouldn't she be like, hey, I'm glad that this fellow woman is having a son that's stepping up and doing the right thing by her. Instead of something positive, she's just displaying like immense toxicity and jealousness. Oh, that money should be going to me. Continuing, she says, your mother, not your responsibility. So accomplishing crap and giving her the reward, really just continuing the cycle. Your mama need to know you are her child and you don't owe her crap. And anything you do for her is out of love, not a requirement. You bought your mama a house, but your baby mama's still renting and you ain't got a place that you own. Real loser crap. Your mother will be fine. Learn to leave the nest, bruh. Okay, I'm trying to be as fair as I possibly can, and to be fair to her, she is a little more nuanced in the follow-up tweets, but ultimately, even if you think there's some merit at all to what she's saying, it still does come off that she's just basically saying, don't give your mom money, don't support your mom, you shouldn't be doing that, you should be giving all your money to me. Your mama having you in poverty says a lot about her deductive reasoning. She made sacrifices as a parent because she was supposed to. You don't owe people that. That was her responsibility. No child asked to be here. Okay, well, again, she's not entirely wrong. Like, obviously, no child asked to be here. It's physically impossible. I don't need to point that out. And maybe my next opinion is a little bit controversial. However, in my humble opinion, and I'm not saying you got to live by my opinion, this is just that. It's my opinion. I don't think people should be having children if they can't take care of the child. That's not fair to the child. Like, you can go a night without having sex, but if you make a mistake and that kid has to be conceived, or you got to abort the kid because of your selfishness, because you couldn't keep it in your pants, it's kind of pathetic. Unfortunately, the fact is, some people out there are more focused on their body count than their finances. Look, I know some people may be feeling the sting on that one. I'm not trying to be mean. Seriously, I say this out of concern. I want people to be happy and have good lives. That's really it. Let's take a look at some of the responses. It's pretty frightening how in the West, there's a mindset of kids getting out of the home voluntarily or involuntarily as quick as possible, and then discarding any sense of responsibilities over their parents. Yeah, by the way, real quick side note about Paris. I know we went to the comments and we're going to a side note already. I think you might appreciate what I'm going to say though. So here it is. And maybe some of you are already putting this connection together, but it kind of seems like Paris, the OP, is setting herself up for a really ironic future here where she has a kid, a son, and the man she gets with leaves or whatever, and then she wants that son to support her. But her own take from like years ago would suggest that that son shouldn't, and that the son would be in the wrong almost if he did. I just have a sneaking suspicion that Paris's tune would change real quick if that situation plays out in the future. Every day I come across a very stupid tweet. The heck is this girl chatting though? I was my mom's responsibility, and I'm supposed to return that energy at some point in life. How can anyone say your mom isn't your responsibility? Did you raise yourself? Because I don't get it. She's mad. Your kids won't do anything good for you in life. They will leave you to suffer alone in your old age. It's responsibilities, not theirs. What did I just read? She literally called her a disaster in human form. From most responses, I'm glad people know better. You see, not all mums are as crappy as yours. It's better you say that you won't take care of yours because she did you dirty. Most of us have amazing moms who mean the world to us, and we'll be sacrificing all to make her happy. Yeah, look, I'm going to interject my opinion once again here. So, I do think this sort of thing requires a little bit of nuance. Like, obviously, if your mom's like an awful person, like downright evil, like you don't owe her anything. Let's be real. Like, let's say she friggin' like let's make an extreme example to make this obvious, right? Let's say the mom abused you as a child. Yeah, you don't owe that mom anything. That's disgusting and awful, obviously, right? So there's kind of a scale here. There's like, is your mom like downright evil and awful and you don't owe her anything? Okay, fair enough. Or did your mom try but make mistakes? Did she wrong you sometimes but mostly do her best? You know, that's what I mean. There's kind of a scale here to how extreme we're talking about on either end, right? Whether the mom's bad or like a perfect angel mother, so to speak. And I think I've actually got a very interesting perspective on this topic because I was actually supporting my mom and myself at age 2.5. Yeah, age 2.5. If you're wondering how that's possible, I don't want to get into details about all that, but I've lived in LA my whole life, and there are certain jobs you can legally work as a minor in LA, even at age 2.5, provided that certain legalities are met to accommodate the minors. And there's also responsibilities on the parents' end. They are supposed to put away X amount of money that the minor makes into an account so that when the minor turns 18, that minor has access to the money that they were making. A large amount of it, like I said. I forget what exact percentage it is, but long story short, my mom never actually put that money away, and I was lied to saying that money would be there when I was 18, and it wasn't actually there. That account was empty. It was zero. I got conned. But you know what? It's all good, man. I got more context. A lot of this ended up being the case because my dad wasn't paying as much child support as he legally was supposed to when he would pay it. Sometimes he wouldn't pay it at all. And knowing all that, I'm happy that I was able to support my mom and I where my dad wasn't, even though I was like literally a 2-year-old. And this went on for 10, 12 years. I forget, something like that. Now, I do love my dad too. Don't get the wrong idea. He made some mistakes. So did my mom. But ultimately, they've both done their best to make up for those mistakes. And I love my dad. May he rest in peace. And I love my mom. May she be having a great day today. And despite all the mistakes that they may have made, and keep in mind, bro, I literally just told you the tippiest tip of the iceberg. We didn't get into 99.99% of the context. Obviously, this is not a family biography video of Hero Hey or whatever. But the point is, despite the mistakes that my parents made, including my mom, I want to support my mom. I want to do what I can to support my mom. I could easily be the sort of person that could be like, yo, my mom did me wrong and I was already supporting her and she scammed me and took my money. And when I was 18, I didn't even have any of that. Screw my mom. I'm going to write her off. I'm not going to help her. She's dead to me or whatever, right? I could easily do that, except I couldn't actually. I could not easily do that because I wouldn't be able to live with myself, bro. I wouldn't be able to go to sleep at night knowing that my mom's out there suffering and I'm doing nothing for her. I wouldn't even be able to make it through the day knowing that. So I love my mom. She loves me and I try to give back to her, and I currently help her out with her medical expenses and with her rent. She works very, very hard, but I help her out where I can. And ideally, within the next 3 years, I will have her fully retired and I will be fully supporting her. That is my goal. Let's wrap this up with one more response. This one with over 2,000 likes. Emmanuel says, I've noticed that it's all fun and games discouraging men from treating their moms like queens until you women become moms. Yep. The beautiful thing about it all is that you're breeding a society of girls who will discourage your sons from loving you. The writing is on the walls that this woman is setting herself up for that sort of future. And a lot of people can see that, obviously. So, except her, which makes it that much more ironic, I guess. And we'll leave it there. Hope you enjoyed this segment. It's good to be back after 2 days off, like I said. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this. If you found it positive or something, please consider liking and subscribing for more content like this every day. Running out of breath, man. Okay. And we'll end there, like I said. Once again, thank you, and I'll see you in the comments and in the next one.